how are you feeling health-wise, and what's your offseason looked like?
Yeah, I feel really good. Obviously had the surgery pretty soon there after the Virginia Tech game. But man, I've been really blessed. God helped me in my recovery. Way ahead of schedule in terms of just moving it around and then getting into being able to lift weights, put the size back on. I'll give all that credit to Miss Ashley, Miss Kelly, Billy in the training room, because they do a great job just making sure that I'm consistent with my rehab and stuff. So, like I said, God's blessed me in terms of being able to recover. So it's been a good off season, been able to lift, been able to throw, and be full go for spring ball.
I was going to say, I know there was some concern of whether or not you'd even be able to participate in spring ball.
Yeah.
What did you do to make sure you could get back? Right, the surgery is one thing, but you got to work hard too. I know you mentioned some of the folks involved, but what did you focus on to make sure you could get back and compete this spring?
To be honest, it's a lot of praying. Like I said, it's just you can't rush the healing process, so it was definitely difficult. Look who we got. Big Tone.
Tony and Tony. Yeah. And Tony.
Antonio, yeah. No, it was definitely, it's tough in the healing process, so just a lot of prayer, give it up. Leaning on my family, my friends and my teammates, being out, it's a little difficult those first couple weeks when I wasn't able to, lift weights or really run around a lot. So just focusing on doing what I could do, whether it's, footwork stuff, watching film, just taking advantage of the time that I have and doing what I can with it.
And then last one for me, just what are some things you're working on this spring based off of what you did last year?
Yeah, I think definitely, just my pocket movement. I think I want to help those guys up front. I think I put them in some bad positions last year just in terms of, our tackle spots. So just being firm in the pocket, knowing when to move, knowing where to move, when to get out. Also, making sure you can make every throw on the field, whether it's, zipping a line drive, putting a little bit of touch on it. So just kind of fine-tuning the details of my game. And Coach Lamb's helped a ton with that, just in practice and the drill work. So it's been really good. It's been a good spring so far.
Hey, Tony, it's Mike from – oh, go ahead, Jackie.
Hi, Tony. How's it going?
What's going on? Good to see you.
What has been the biggest challenge for you as far as in your recovery, or just kind of like the mental strain that you had with you coming into Virginia last year as a transfer, have so much high hopes and having such an up and down season like that?
Yeah, I think it's definitely been a learning process, because I think what I learned is that's how life goes sometimes. You expect one thing, and a lot of times that's not the hand you're dealt. So, like I said, man, I've been really lucky to have a lot of people to lean on. Just to point out a few, the transfers coming in, Gavin Franks and Kendron Smith, and the mid-year Ethan Minter. We have a little Bible study where they've just been helping me in terms of, keeping perspective of what the situation is, because, like I said, it's really tough, having the surgery, being out for a little while. So kind of just helping me to stay grounded in what I believe in. Remembering that, football is something that I do. It's not my greater purpose on earth. So those guys especially, they just help me, keep my head on my shoulders, keep my head straight, work through the recovery process. And like I said, man, it helped a lot because I got it done ahead of schedule. So like I said, can't thank those guys enough. And then, the whole support system, like I said, the trainers, my family back home, and all my friends back home too.
This week, at the end of this week, is going to be the spring game for you guys. How do you feel like this spring has gone for this offense and just this team? A lot of guys have been saying it's very different this spring.
Yeah, I think that may be the nature of college football now. We talked about it a little bit last offseason, but you're going to bring in a lot of transfers now. So, you got Trell Harris at receiver, Andre Green, Chris Tyree. Got to get all those guys in, kind of get them acclimated, and then get them into leadership roles, because, those are three guys that are going to be making, big plays for us. And so not only do you want them to assimilate with the team, but you want them to take on a leadership role too. So it is different in that sense, because there's a lot of new faces that are going to be big contributors. But I love it because I get to meet and grow relationships with a lot of different people year in, year out. So it's definitely been different. I think it's also a shift of leadership a little bit, because last week, as we had Malik, and Malik was a all everything for us, great leader, led by example. And, so when a guy like that leaves, you need to kind of fill that void with as many new leaders as possible. So it's definitely been a spring, I think, of trying to find leadership and establish those leadership roles, and I think it's going well so far. I think there's been a lot of growth, not only with the leadership, but then also with the team following as well.
And actually, my last question is about who has stepped up in that role as a leadership, and as far as the wide receivers who have kind of stepped into that Malik kind of role, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, as expected, Malachi Fields, he's like I said before, he checks every box. Great guy off the field, great guy on the field, plays his butt off, and he's really stepped into that kind of, alpha of the leader of the receiver room, I think. So just talking with him, helping each other, how can, we advance the team as leaders, how can we, get the guys to where we need to be come the fall so that, this team can go out and make a deep run.
Hey, Tony, it's Mike from Richmond. I wanted to ask you, last year during the season, even when you were dealing with the injury stuff, the coaching staff was pretty clear that when you were healthy, you were QB number one. Anthony was your backup. This feels like more of a true competition. Do you get that sense? And do you have any sense of a timeline of when there might be a decision?
That's something, Coach E met both of us, and, we have a great relationship. And he was very open about it. He said, the spring, we're not going to really focus on that. We just want to see you guys, go out and play football. And so that's kind of been my mindset. Whether I'm taking reps with the first team, second team, third team, or, all freshmen out there, my mindset has just been, compete, do what I can, do my best. And then, whatever happens, whatever happens. It's a blessing just to even be, playing football at this point after my surgery and all that. So I'm just taking it day by day, been really grateful for all the reps I'm getting. And, come the fall, Coach E said I'll have more info on that. So just playing football for now and enjoying being out there.
You mentioned it's kind of a different time in college football, and then one of the challenges for programs is after the spring game, you've got another portal window. As a quarterback, as a leader on this team, what's your role in kind of, they say, recruiting the locker room, making sure that guys, even if they didn't maybe have exactly the spring they wanted, remain committed, and that you guys come back in the fall with kind of a similar looking roster?
Yeah, I think that's just whether there's a portal or not, I think that just goes into kind of investing in the team values, and investing in, kind of your players buying in to what the program is trying to achieve. A guy could enter the portal or he couldn't, and if he's not bought into what the program believes, either way, he's not going to help the team. So I think it's more so just focusing on, getting all 120 or whatever guys on the team in that locker room to really buy into what, Coach E's vision, and buy into what we're trying to go do.
The last two portal windows, you guys have not had a ton of people leaving. Some schools have had kind of big exoduses. What do you attribute that to, and what do you think the level of buy-in is at right now?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that's a question. I know our guys are bought in. I don't think that was the issue last year. Coach E, he's a player's coach. His door's always open. You can go in and talk to him. Our coaches care about our players. What we need to focus on more so is, cleaning up the details, because we have the talent now on both sides of the ball. It's more so just those little 3 to 5 plays in the game that really can change it one way or another, and that's what we need to clean up on, because not to harp back on last year, but we're really close from winning 8 games. So just those little details that can win you or lose a game, that's what we need to focus on and get better at.
Let's take one last question for Tony.
Tony, you mentioned earlier all the new faces in the receiver room. Where do you think you are in particular in forming a chemistry with those guys, where they like the ball thrown, what type of ball they like to catch?
Yeah, that's definitely something you can figure out pretty quick. Like, for example, Trell Harris, he's a speed guy, can run with anybody. Dre Green, he's really good in his routes, really getting out, and really good possession receiver. So you can kind of pick that up quick. Also credit to them, because they're always out here, they're giving their all at practice, so we can get good reps in order to gain that chemistry. So it's been really good. Those guys came in, they had the right mindset. All 3 of them, Chris, Trell, and Dre, they've been working their tails off. So it's been easy to pick up chemistry with those guys when you have hardworking guys coming in that want to do the right thing and get better as well.